Hello everyone, welcome to a Hare over Hill. I'm Hare. Today, uh, yeah, to this down, we are revisiting a deck that I have covered in the past, which is, ignore that, which is the Grixis Affinity deck that I have been toying around with a bit. Granted, originally it was more like a uh, mono blue with a splash of black for the refurbished familial. Um, but I really uh need a little bit more with me realizing that Mark's Opal has finally released onto Arena, Great Forest being released. Um, the rest of the artifact lands being released onto Arena. Uh, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the general Grixis, a little bit more heavily on the black and red. I realize I'm not really playing any of uh, the the uh, Metalcraft Bond card, but it's like with how have this set up, I have a whole lot more quicker wins with this. Most of it is pretty dang basic in that we have uh, sy- Hakum synthesizer, which, with the exception of the Cranio, RAM, and the Mark Opal, and obviously all the lands, uh, everything in this deck and Thoughtcast, everything in this deck will trigger the synthesizer, pushing out even more uh, constructs. Uh, of the game, pushing out big things. The cranial plating, it basically can turn almost anything, all my other creatures, into being a pseudo construct. Uh, the Mox Opal really helps. It can't really do anything turn one, but it really helps with a turn two Cinemacrum. It potentially can turn on the can do the necessary fixing that I have in that I need for the deck. Um, Getting out the necessary like blue and whatnot. Um, you have things like the fog mites, the Mail Enforcer, the Frog Meal Enforcer, which is basically Meal Enforcer but with prototype. Uh, I'm playing the refurbished Familiar. Helping rip a card out of an opponent's hand is great. There's been a number of times that I've like turn one, land, turn two, like land into Mark's Opal, cast the refurbished, and start the sequencing all off of turn two. The Familiar just it rips cards out of hand, and you can never deny the fact that it has flying. This is in part why I play the not just the Thought Monitor, which draws you to and has flying. Why I have Memory Guardian. The flying, there have been so many times that's like, oh, and like if I solely had uh, if I solely had things on the ground, I would be hitting a stalemate, but oh look, I have like refurbished familiar, throw on a ram on a cranial ram and just whack somebody. Um, I played around with some of the mana base. I think I originally had 21 lands. It's now down to 20. Uh, 4 Seed of the Synods, 4 Fodder Whispers, 4 Great Furnaces. Um, the big thing is with the Shoot. Excuse me. The 4 misfought bridges, 4 silver bluff bridges, 1 draws 4 Hodge bridge, and 1 dark citadel. Um, okay, this might seem like a very odd thing. Um, Originally, these two were the only artifact lands outside the bridges, so I had to rely more on the bridges, which could not give me as an explosive early turns as I would have liked. Um, but with this, with all the lands being fully published, the explosiveness is there for me. The 4 and 4 is absolutely necessary, and granted, yes, I need blue more than anything else, but having all of these are absolutely great. You still have to play the bridges, and if you can go turn 1 bridge, even better. Um, why I'm going 3 the Misfought Bridge, 3 Silver Bluff Bridge, and only 1 Draws Forge is I am not needing as much of the red and black as I need the other things, and I still need colors. So it's like 1 Dark Citadel, it comes in untapped, yes, it taps for colorless, but it can still like potentially turn 1 bridge into turn 2 Citadel, um, is better than turn 1 bridge, turn 2 bridge. Um, and why I have this bridge set up, it's again, blue is the important color. Having the black red is secondary more than anything. The sideboard, uh, it's acting more like the Affinity for artifacts, Affinity for just a big thing that can make itself unblockable. I end up with a lot of mana, so that ability is great. Uh, Faunus, Hellkate, similar thing. Great late drop potentially. 3 Ishgr, uh, 3 Iron Eaters, Affinity for artifacts. Potentially can refill my hand. I haven't had too many purposes that I would rather bring this in. Lightning bolts, generally great. Voyage from home, additional draw, and gain life. So that's the sideboard. Let's get into some games. You'll see that this deck has quite a bit of general acceleration going on with the deck, more than I think a lot of people directly realize. That it can be quite explosive. So yeah, I'll meet you all in a moment when we actually get into the game. And here we go. Okay, so we got the double thought monitors, double fog mites, and the fog meal. Uh, it's not a perfect setup, but turn 1 seat, turn 2 great fog mite into fog. Uh, turn 1 seed, turn 2 great furnace into the fog. Next turn I might tap the great furnace for the fog might cast the thought cast. Uh, yeah. Getting into more things. Yeah, we can. Fogmite. Thoughtcast, drawing 2. Marks Opal. Cast the refurbished. And this is where the Marks Opal is great because it can just randomly allows me to get into things, and playing the refurbished so playing the refurbished over the thought monitor was more start digging, start forcing the opponent's like, okay, I'm it's only game denial versus, oh, let me start chaining all this. It's like, okay, like force the discards, force a few things. It forces a few necessary things to happen. So let's get into the next game. I'll catch you all in just a moment. Here we go. So why I play the refurbish in so early on is because it helps denial, like guaranteed, like this is the sequencing. Yeah, I'm lacking red at the moment, which is not necessary, but this is the general sequencing that like the opponent's down to 5 cards already, which is a little bit rough, but it's like the Misfail, Vault of Whispers, Mark's Opal. Uh, okay, we have a active there. Play the refurbished. Take a card out of the opponent's hand. Um, and obviously cast the Frogmite, and I can either cast the Cranial, but actually the better play would be Memory Guardian into the Thought Monitor, mostly on the fact of it gives me 2 additional creatures, gives me, but also giving me the card draw. It's an additional body plus the Thought Monitor. So, and I have a wall of creatures on the field making attacks a little bit difficult to defend against, and this is really why I enjoyed yeah, the cranial plating. Actually, let me view the, um, so the game's over, and yeah, I can't exactly see what I draw, but guaranteed, oh look, I play, even if I don't draw another red source, or get a red source, it's called play the cranial plating, and I can either have keep around the jump token, uh, like it keeps around the jump token, but oh look, 1, 2, 3, I have 3 flyers out on the field, and that immediately gives them +1. Give that to the guardian. That's already give it to any of my flyers. That's immediately a minimum of half their life. That's what like why I think flyers why you need like don't ignore the flyers in this matchup more than anything else. Um because it is going to be important. And yeah, that last match was extremely quick, but this is the thing about this deck. It can be explosive, and why I play uh it, like I have yet to find that I've been able to do a turn one like sequencing. There are probably ways that I could get it to work, but uh yeah, it the way that I have it built and whatnot, there are ways you can definitely do it. I the fog meal Enforcer could definitely be taken out for something else, like the Great Faunus Dragon. But that double red can be difficult. But yeah. It needless to say, affinity artifacts, uh, like definitely Grixis affinity definitely has a place within the timeless format. Definitely, if you're wanting to rank up quite quickly, um, you can probably check down the link down below to see out a previous version of the deck, in which then playing something like a spring leaf drum over Mark Opal is definitely a wild card favorable choice. But yeah, as always, folks, I'll see you around, and yeah, see you around, folks.